The glass doors of Carter Group opened with a loud thud. Rain was pouring outside. The floor near the entrance was wet. People rushed in with umbrellas and files in their hands. Eli ran in, out of breath. His shirt was a little torn near the sleeve. His shoes were cheap and soaked with water. He checked the big clock on the wall. 9:03 a.m. Eli whispered to himself, "Oh no, I'm late, 3 minutes." He held a stack of files close to his chest and ran toward the elevator. Before he could press the button, a cold voice stopped him. "Mr. Carter, Eli." His voice echoed in the lobby. Everyone turned. Mr. Carter stood near the reception. Tall, expensive suit, gold watch, perfect hair. A small smile on his face, but it was not friendly. Eli froze. His hands shook. Eli softly, "Good morning, sir." Mr. Carter walked toward him slowly. His polished shoes clicked on the marble floor. "Mr. Carter," louder, "good morning? You think this is a good morning for me?" Eli swallowed. His throat felt dry. "Eli, sir, I'm really sorry. The bus broke down. It was raining. I had to." Mr. Carter raised his hand. "Mr. Carter, stop talking." The whole office went silent. Even the phones ringing at reception felt quieter. Mr. Carter turned his head slightly so that everyone could hear him. "Mr. Carter, look at him. 3 minutes late. And he thinks excuses will save him." The receptionist, Mia, watched with worried eyes. Some employees peeked over their laptops. Eli looked down at the floor. A drop of water fell from his hair onto his file. His fingers tightened around the papers. Mr. Carter stepped closer. The smell of expensive perfume filled the air. "Mr. Carter, tell me, Eli, how much do you earn here?" Eli's lips trembled. "Eli, 20,000 a month, sir." Mr. Carter laughed. "Mr. Carter, 20,000. That is what I spend in a single dinner. Do you understand the difference between people like me and people like you?" Eli's chest hurt. He could feel all eyes on him. His ears burned. Eli whispered, "Yes, sir." "Mr. Carter," louder, "I can replace you in 1 hour. There are thousands like you outside this building. Hungry, desperate, ready to do this job for half the salary." He leaned in and spoke near Eli's ear. "Mr. Carter," coldly, "people like you are lucky we even let you step inside this office." Eli blinked. His eyes filled with tears, but he tried hard not to cry. Eli, voice shaking, "Sir, my mother is sick. I send money for her medicine. Please, I really need this job." Mr. Carter straightened his tie. "Mr. Carter, your mother's health is not my problem. This is a company, not a charity." He looked at the security guard. "Mr. Carter, take his ID card." The security guard hesitated. "Guard, sir, maybe just a warning? He works very hard. He comes early most days." Mr. Carter snapped. "Mr. Carter, did I ask for your opinion?" The guard went quiet and slowly removed the ID card from Eli's neck. The cold plastic tag slid over Eli's skin. It felt like the door to his life was being closed. Mia bit her lip, watching the scene. Mia, softly, "Sir, he stays late almost every night. He cleans the office even when no one sees him." Mr. Carter turned toward her. "Mr. Carter, Mia, do you want to join him outside too? Or do you want to keep your job?" Mia's eyes filled with tears. She looked down at her keyboard and stayed silent. Mr. Carter looked back at Eli. "Mr. Carter, you're fired. Get out. Now, before I call the police and say you're trespassing." Eli stared at him in shock. His heart felt like it had dropped to the floor. "Eli," voice breaking, "Sir, Please, at least give me this month's pay. I have to buy medicine. My mother. Mr. Carter smirked. Mr. Carter, you were late. That's breaking company rules. So you leave with nothing. Silence. The kind of silence that hurts. Eli's hands shook so much that the files slipped and fell. Papers flew everywhere. On the shiny floor. Near the leather chairs. Under people's feet. Some employees bent down to help. Mr. Carter raised his voice. Mr. Carter, don't help him. Let him see what failure looks like. Eli knelt on the floor and slowly began to collect the papers with trembling fingers. A tear fell from his eye onto one of the pages. He whispered to himself, "I'm sorry, Mom." The guard stood beside him, not knowing what to do. Finally, Eli gathered the papers, pressed them to his chest, and stood up. He looked at Mr. Carter with wet eyes. Eli, softly, "One day, sir, you will remember this moment." Mr. Carter laughed. "Mr. Carter, the only thing I remember is getting rid of useless people." Eli looked at the office one last time. At the glass walls. At the rich boss. At the people who could not speak. Then he turned and walked out into the rain. As the doors closed behind him, a man in a black suit stepped out of the elevator and walked toward Mr. Carter. "Investor, Mr. Carter, we need to talk about the company's numbers. There's a serious problem with your accounts." Mr. Carter's smile faded. His jaw tightened. He turned to him slowly. The investor's voice was low but sharp. "Investor, if we don't fix this soon, you might lose everything." The screen could fade to black here. What do you think will happen next? Will the rich boss ever pay for what he did? The rain that day did not stop quickly. For Mr. Carter, it was just another storm. For Eli, it was the start of a new life. He walked home through muddy streets. His clothes were wet. His shoes made a squishing sound with every step. Eli's inner voice was loud. "How will I buy Mom's medicine now? How will we pay rent? Why does life always hit the poor?" He opened the door of a small one-room house. His mother lay on a thin bed, a blanket over her weak body. She smiled when she saw him. "Mom," softly, "Eli, you're home early today. Are you okay?" Eli forced a smile. "Eli, yes, Mom. I wanted to spend more time with you." He turned away so she would not see his tears. That night, when his mother slept, Eli sat near the small window with a notebook. He wrote down all the work he knew. Office cleaning, filing, handling deliveries, talking to clients, managing small tasks. Eli whispered, "I may be poor, but I'm not useless." He began looking for small jobs. Cleaning shops at night, helping in a small printing press, running photocopies for students. Days turned into weeks. He worked morning to night. He slept very little, but he kept a kind heart. If someone dropped money, he returned it. If someone shouted at him, he stayed calm. One evening, while cleaning an old office, he heard a man talking on the phone. "Man," frustrated, "I can't keep paying big companies for simple work. I just need a small, reliable service. Someone honest. Someone who doesn't cheat." Eli paused. His hands were still wet with soap water. Something clicked in his mind. What if there was a company, but for people like him? Small, honest, affordable, respectful to workers. That night, he wrote a name in his notebook. Eli Support Services. He smiled at the words. Eli, to himself, maybe this can be something. Maybe I can give jobs to boys like me. Boys who get insulted and thrown out. He started small. Very small. He printed simple flyers on cheap paper. Eli Support Services, cleaning, filing, delivery, office help. Honest. On time. No cheating. He went door to small offices. He spoke politely. Eli, sir, give me 1 week. If you don't like my work, you don't have to pay. Some people shut the door. Some laughed. But a few said, okay, we'll try. Eli worked like 10 people at once. He cleaned. He sorted. He delivered. He smiled. He listened. Slowly, 1 client turned into 3. 3 turned into 8. He trained other boys from his area. Eli told them, we may be poor, but we will work with respect. We will speak kindly. We will never cheat. They listened. They trusted him. Years passed. The little service grew. Eli's clothes changed. His shoes changed. He rented a small office. Then a bigger one. He still visited his mother every day. Now she had better medicine and a better bed. Mom, smiling with tears, you did all this, Eli, from being an office boy to a businessman. Eli, holding her hand, no, Mom. We did it. You never let me become bitter. You always told me to forgive. Meanwhile, on the other side of the city, in a tall glass building, life was going in the opposite direction. For Mr. Carter, things were falling apart. The investor's warning became real. Auditors found fake numbers in his reports. Some came from his own greed. Some from trusting the wrong people. Clients began to leave. Investor angry, you promised us growth. Instead, we are losing money. Your staff is unhappy. Your name is all over the news in a bad way. News reports showed headlines. Carter Group in financial trouble. Employees complain of harsh treatment at Carter Group. People began to talk. Former staff shared their stories. Office staff, he shouted at us like we were trash. Old driver, 1 mistake and he cut my salary in half. The image of the perfect rich boss slowly broke. 1 year later, Carter Group lost its biggest client. The company could not pay its loans. The bank stepped in. They took over the company building. They took his fancy car. They froze his accounts. Mr. Carter sat alone in his large office for the last time. The walls were empty. Boxes stood near the door. He stared at his reflection in the dark window. His suit was the same, but his face was different. Tired eyes. Lines on his forehead. No smile. His inner voice whispered, where did it all go wrong? He remembered firing people. He remembered laughing at them. He remembered Eli on the wet floor of the lobby, collecting papers as tears fell on the pages. For the first time, he felt a sharp pain in his chest, but not from money loss. From guilt. Mr. Carter, to himself, was I that cruel? Days turned into months. He tried to start again. He went to investors. They all said the same thing. Investor 1, your reputation is bad, Mr. Carter. We cannot trust you. Investor 2, we heard how you treated people. No one wants to work with you. He applied for senior jobs. Companies said, we don't have space. Some did not even call back. His savings finished. He had to move to a much smaller apartment. He sold his watch. He sold his expensive car. He even sold some of his suits. One evening, sitting in a small cafe, he opened his old laptop. He typed office support companies in the city into the search bar. The top result appeared. Eli Support Group, trusted by 200-plus businesses. There was a picture of a confident young man in a neat shirt, standing with a team behind him. Mr. Carter blinked. He zoomed in on the picture. His heart skipped a beat. It was Eli. Older now. Stronger. But the same eyes. Mr. Carter whispered, no, this can't be. He clicked on the About Us page. It read, "Founded by former office boy, Eli James, who knows what it means to be treated unfairly. Our company believes in respect for every worker." Mr. Carter's hands began to shake. His eyes moved to the Careers page. There was a job vacancy. Operations Manager. Experience required. At the bottom, a line. For those who are ready to work hard and respect every human being. He stared at the screen for a long time. Then he did something he never imagined he would do. He clicked Apply. He filled the form with shaking fingers. Name: Daniel Carter. Previous role: CEO, Carter Group. Current status: looking for work. He wrote a message. I am willing to start again from the bottom. He pressed Submit. When he leaned back in his chair, his heart was pounding. Mr. Carter, to himself, will he even remember me? Does he hate me? Will he laugh at me like I laughed at him? The next morning, his email pinged. He opened it with nervous hands. It was from Eli Support Group, HR. Subject: Interview scheduled. He read the details. Dear Mr. Carter, you are invited for an interview with our founder, Mr. Eli James, tomorrow at 11 a.m. Mr. Carter felt cold. His past was coming back. The boy he threw out into the rain was now the man sitting on the other side of the table. If you were Eli, what would you do? Would you help the man who once humiliated you? The next day, Mr. Carter stood outside a modern office building. It was not as tall as his old one, but it felt alive. Workers walked in with smiles. The security guard greeted each person with respect. Guard: Good morning, sir. Welcome to Eli Support Group. Do you have an appointment? Mr. Carter nodded, adjusting his old tie. Mr. Carter: Yes. Interview. Name's Daniel Carter. The guard checked the tablet. Guard: Yes, sir. Please go to the 5th floor. Someone will guide you. He gave a warm smile. Mr. Carter was not used to kindness from security guards. In his company, they were always nervous around him. As he took the elevator up, his heart raced. Will he shout at me? Will he throw me out? Like I did? The elevator door opened. A young woman with a clipboard stood there. Grace: Good morning, Mr. Carter. I'm Grace, HR assistant. This way, please. She spoke softly, kindly. She led him through an open office. He saw workers talking, laughing, working together. He noticed something else. A boy in a cleaner's uniform dropped a file. Immediately, a man in a shirt and tie bent down to help him. Man: No problem, brother. Take your time. No one shouted. No one laughed. Mr. Carter felt a strange twist in his heart. Grace stopped at a glass door. On it was written, Founder and CEO, Eli James. Grace: He will see you in a few minutes. Please wait inside. Mr. Carter walked in. The office was simple. A large desk, 2 chairs, a small plant, a photo frame of an older woman smiling, Eli's mom. Mr. Carter sat down. His hands would not stop shaking. His mind replayed that morning in his old lobby. The wet floor. The broken boy. The door opened. Slowly, Eli walked in. He wore a simple navy shirt and black pants. No flashy watch. No heavy gold ring. His eyes were calm. Older. Wiser. For a moment, they just stared at each other. Eli's eyes softened, but his face stayed serious. Eli quietly: Mr. Carter. Mr. Carter stood up quickly. Mr. Carter, voice low: Eli. Silence. You could almost hear their hearts beating. Eli walked to his chair and sat. He gestured to the seat in front of him. Eli, please. Sit. Mr. Carter sat down slowly. He did not feel like a boss anymore. He felt like the scared boy in the lobby. Eli opened a file. Eli, you were the CEO of Carter Group. Mr. Carter nodded. Mr. Carter, yes. I was. Eli, still looking at the paper. Now you are unemployed. Looking for work. Mr. Carter swallowed hard. Mr. Carter, yes. Eli finally looked up, straight into his eyes. Eli, softly, do you remember the day you fired me? Mr. Carter felt his throat close. In his mind, he saw it again. The rain. The laugh. The words, people like you. He nodded slowly. Mr. Carter, voice breaking, yes. I remember. I remember every second. Eli leaned back in his chair. Eli, tell me, why did you treat me like that? Mr. Carter looked down at his hands. They were no longer strong. They shook. Mr. Carter, because I was arrogant. Because I thought money made me better than others. Because I liked power more than people. A tear slipped from the corner of his eye. He wiped it quickly, ashamed. Mr. Carter whispering, I'm sorry, Eli. Not just for that day. For every driver, every cleaner, every staff member I humiliated. I thought I would never fall. But I did. And now, I see everything. Eli watched him quietly. He saw the proud man he once feared now sitting there like a broken child. Eli, do you think saying sorry is enough? Mr. Carter shook his head. Mr. Carter, no, it's not. I don't expect you to forgive me. I don't expect you to give me a job. I just had to try. I've lost everything. My company. My house. My name. I don't know where else to go. His voice cracked. For the first time in his life, the rich boss begged. Mr. Carter, with tears, please, Eli, I'm ready to work any position. I'll start from the bottom. I'll clean floors if I have to. Just give me a chance to be better than the man I was. He looked up, eyes full of shame. For a moment, Eli said nothing. His mind went back to that rainy day. The cold floor. The cruel laughter. He felt the old pain. He also remembered his mother's words. Flashback, Mom's voice. Never let hate stay in your heart, Eli. Pain can make you bitter, or it can make you better. You choose. Eli took a deep breath. Eli, softly, do you know what happened after you fired me? Mr. Carter listened like a student. Eli told him about the small jobs, the late nights, the notebook, the idea, the first clients, the growth, the workers he treated with respect. Eli, your cruelty pushed me out, but it also pushed me up. I built this place because I knew how it felt to be treated like dirt. Mr. Carter nodded, tears rolling down his cheeks. Mr. Carter, you did what I never could. You turned pain into something good. Another long silence. Eli looked at the photo of his mother on the shelf, then back at Mr. Carter. Eli, I could throw you out now. I could laugh. I could say, people like you don't deserve to work here. Mr. Carter closed his eyes. The words cut deep. Eli leaned forward. Eli, but then, I would become just like you. Mr. Carter slowly opened his eyes. Eli's voice was calm but strong. Eli, I will not be like you were. I built this company on respect, on second chances, on treating even the office boy like a human being. Mr. Carter held his breath. Eli, so here is what I'm going to do. He paused. You could feel the tension in the air. Eli, I will give you a job. Not as a manager. Not as a boss. You will start as a basic operations assistant. You will help schedule workers. Talk to small clients. Take instructions from the same kind of people you once insulted. Mr. Carter stared at him, shocked. Mr. Carter whispering, You would do that? After what I did? Eli nodded. Eli, on one condition. Mr. Carter, anything. Eli, you will treat every worker here with respect. The cleaner. The driver. The receptionist. The office boy. If I hear you insult even one person, you're out. Forever. Mr. Carter's lips trembled. Mr. Carter, you have my word. I will never be that man again. His eyes were full of tears. Eli stood up and walked to the window. Below, he could see his staff. Some laughing. Some working. All moving together. Eli, quietly, life turned, Mr. Carter. The poor office boy you threw out is now the one giving you a job. He turned back to him. Eli, that is karma. Not to destroy you, but to teach you. Mr. Carter stood up too. He looked smaller than before, but in a strange way, more human. Mr. Carter, thank you, Eli. You gave me mercy I never gave anyone. I don't deserve it, but I will honor it. Eli reached out his hand. For a moment, Mr. Carter hesitated. Once, this same hand had held cheap files. Now it held power and kindness. He took Eli's hand and shook it, his eyes red. Eli, welcome to Eli Support Group, Mr. Carter. Your first duty starts tomorrow. 8 a.m. sharp. And don't be late. A tiny smile flashed between them. Mr. Carter even let out a weak laugh. Mr. Carter, yes, sir. Later that day, as Mr. Carter left the building, he passed a young office boy mopping the floor. The boy moved aside quickly. Boy, sorry, sir. I'll clean later. Mr. Carter stopped. He remembered how he once shouted at someone in that same position. He smiled gently. Mr. Carter, take your time, son. Your work is important. Thank you for keeping this place clean. The boy looked up, surprised. He smiled back. Boy, thank you, sir. Mr. Carter walked out into the evening light. He had less money now, less status. But for the first time, he felt something he never truly felt before. Peace. The rich boss who once insulted his office boy now worked under him, and he was grateful for it. Eli watched from his office window. He whispered to himself, respect the people below you today, because one day you might need them above you. Never insult someone just because they are poor or in a lower position. Life can change in one moment, and the person you look down on today may be the one you need tomorrow. If you were Eli, would you give Mr. Carter a second chance?